Good afternoon, everybody. Charles Mead back with you, and we have a really special project to tell you about that your scouts can possibly consider volunteering for and doing something really to make a difference in this current COVID-19 crisis. I'm joined today by Julie Fergerson, who is a volunteer with troops 52, 45, 40, crew 454, clearly not enough scouting, as well as a Girl Scout leader, and some members of her community as well, Sudha, Pradeep, and Jennifer Fielding-Ozuna. And the project that we're talking about here is collecting material for and helping aid the production of N95 mask covers for protection for healthcare providers who are out there. And if you've been following the news at all, this has obviously been a pretty hot button topic. Jennifer, let me start with you and kind of describe a little bit. You had mentioned earlier that this was a need that you saw and were looking for a way to get plugged into this.
Yeah, you know, my husband's a physician, and we went through training a long time with many other physicians and physician families. And I noticed that this was becoming a need, and I saw some hospitals in the Northeast kind of issuing statements about we need masks. Can y'all sew them? And so I started looking at that, and then I happened to search around trying to actually help myself. And nobody was really talking about it in Texas yet. So I started thinking, you know, I'm going to jump on this because I want to help, and I want to help my community. And so we ended up getting together with a few people and decided we were going to make a Facebook group, because I've actually got a little bit of experience in administrating Facebook groups. And it kind of started from there.
And just so everybody knows, this is what we're talking about, these masks and then the covers that go over them. And I guess the idea is that the cover makes it to where there's just an extra layer of protection.
Yes, it allows them to prolong the usage of it. We have medical personnel out there that are having to reuse their N95 masks. Normally, in any procedure, N95 masks that are used are changed between patients. And there may be, you know, a whole slew of people in a room all using them, and they all change them between patients. And so right now we have medical providers that are wearing them for 10 days up to 2 weeks, and they're trying to prolong them. And some don't have any N95 covers at all. But these will fit over the N95 cover, and the goal is to help them prolong the usage of the N95 mask.
Gotcha. And Sudha, you were telling me earlier that you wound up also getting involved in this idea because of your son and some service projects that you all had done in the past, helping out back in the Bastrop wildfires. Tell us a little more about how all that came together.
When our kids were small, Julie and I were working on helping in whatever we could during the Bastrop wildfires. So 7-8 years later, when I started talking about the mask covers, I was just joking with my mother, and we were doing home kits and paper masks and such, and just kidding around when she said, hey, why don't we do something seriously? And that kind of triggered it in my mind, because I'd been talking to my son who's in med school right now. And what started, like Jennifer was saying, what started as something for our family to take to the grocery store became about, you know, how can we help these people? They're really putting themselves out there and don't have anything to protect themselves. And Jen got onto the same thread, and then before we could blink, everything kind of just happened.
It's funny how that happens. Well, then, so that effort, then Julie, you wound up being coming together, and the three of you decided it made a lot more sense to sort of pool resources together. And that leads us to what you all are now doing combined, where there is an opportunity for scouts to be able to participate. And we made a few notes here. And Julie, why don't you kind of walk through for us some of these ideas about how scouts can help?
Yeah, so the first thing is to get the word out. So scouts can create emails and send it to their neighborhood mailing list, or perhaps a Facebook page. Nextdoor is a great way to get the word out to the community as well. Really what we're looking for is fabric, which is 100% cotton or a cotton polyester blend, and 1/2-inch double bias tape. The other thing the kids can do is they're always texting their friends all day long and playing video games, so they can ask there as well and say, hey, can you guys ask and help? You know, it's just so important to get the word out there. And I've been shocked even within our own neighborhood when we sent the message out. The next thing I knew, there were bags of fabric on my front porch, because there's so many people who sew and who have quilting projects that they just haven't gotten to, and they just have these sitting in their homes. So we're actually able to get a reasonable flow of materials. The other thing is, in Scouts, we always want to be super safe. So I'd recommend selecting, you know, maybe your Scoutmaster, Assistant Scoutmaster, or one of the adults to have a drop-off point in your neighborhood. And I encourage everybody to ask for the materials to be in boxes or paper bags, because it's believed that the virus will die much faster off of those, and we want everybody to use gloves as well when they're handling materials. Additionally, in our troop, we have lots of new scouts learning how to drive. So this might be a great way for a kid who needs to practice driving, who's going a little stir crazy in the house right now, to be the driver and use the adult sitting in that seat. And remember, too deep leadership if it's not your child. And you can put the materials in the back of your car while you're picking them up or driving them around. And then, if possible, wear gloves. And if you don't have gloves, you can use saran wrap as well. And then if you know how to sew, you can download the pattern and actually start sewing the masks. Additionally, on the Facebook group and the website, there's also a place with the pattern, so you can actually also get materials and cut out the mask as well.
And we should mention, as you say, the Facebook group here, Texas N95 Covers Initiative. There is, if you go onto files, you will see here all those patterns that Julie is referring to, as well as, you know, you look in the discussion, and there's lots of resources for people. You can commiserate or get ideas from people who are active in this right now. And there's also a website. If you do want to volunteer, you can go, as you see here, Julie Fergerson, wixsite.com, N95 mask covers, and click volunteer now, and you can get in the loop for communication on all this. We will share all of these links in both on our website, bsacac.org/coronavirus, or through our social media posts as well. Is there anything else, Julie, that people should know about if they want to volunteer utilizing the website, anything like that?
No, the only other thing we were going to talk about was if you're a medical professional, how to order.
Right. So you had mentioned if you go here on the website to the order covers and click, and I guess walk through, I guess it's a link to go to a form through Google to fill out.
That's correct. Very simple.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Well, ladies, we greatly appreciate your time and your ideas here, and finding a way that we can get scouts involved potentially. As a reminder, if you are interested, please see the links here along with this post. Sign up to volunteer and find a way to pitch in and help us all make sure that we're all making things a little bit better. Ladies, thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Charles,
you.
Julie.
Thanks.